the way she explained this oatmeal cream pie, I was like,
You
this
just
is
wanna,
going
like,
printed
roll
out.
around with it.
Yeah, I legit was like, this is perfect. Like, this is all the advertisement I needed. Like, she was amazing.
I only want to know
Oh
so
my
much what you're doing with my oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds so bad. Hey guys, welcome back to AA Skin Babes Pod. I have Heather Taylor here with me, who is a nurse injector. Nurse injector. Sorry. After Laura's episode, I kind of second guess myself sometimes because Laura.
She's not
After
even here and we're talking about her. We don't talk about her
Well, I
behind your back. We
mispronounced
talk
her name,
in front of
her
a camera.
first, her last, and I mispronounced like her title. So I'm gonna double check with y'all. I have Kristen Sanborn here, who's a licensed esthetician, and I also have Nina, that is with Baked by Nina, here with me today. And so we're gonna kind of just deep dive into Baked by Nina. What is it? All of the fun stuff, because we did last time talk about how your name is Savannah. We all just found that out like a day before we recorded. We've been calling you Nina since you started. So we kind of got that story in last week's, but can we kind of just revise that for this week in case anyone missed it?
So my name is Savannah, but like my aunt name, instead of everyone calling me like Aunt Savannah, they just call me Nina. And come to find out, it actually means godmother in a lot of Hispanic like cultures. And it's perfect for like who I am. I am the godmother for a lot of my nieces and nephews. I actually stayed at home. I had a great opportunity to nanny those babies. And that's when I really honed in that baking sourdough. That kept me sane, is all I can say. And that's where like the love of like wanting to share my baked goods, because my family could only eat so much. And they were like, you need to like share this with the community. And the community has like opened me with like arms. They've been so grateful, so welcoming, so supportive. And that's how I've gotten to like literally pandemic making a sourdough starter to like now in 2025. And I have a whole like cafe bakery, and I got a whole team of girls behind me that making this dream come true.
So you kind of said you like you've done sourdough and stuff. So what all do you like? What's your favorite thing to do? Bake?
Baking is definitely like how I like to spend my mornings. Like if I'm gonna wake up at 2 a.m. and I'm gonna want to do it baking.
Serious question here. Do you have your own sourdough starter?
Yes, that was exactly what I was going to ask.
Definitely. And the funny thing is, I've killed like 3. So the first name was Roderick, and then it was like Cedric. But the one that's living and has lived the longest, and he is 2 years old, his name is Podrick, and my nephew named him. Don't know where the name came from, but we love him. He's like a teenager.
Skin professional. I have attempted my own sourdough starter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I actually killed it. Now, I've talked to you a couple times about it because I am very curious. I want to be a sourdough baker so bad. I want to do it. She actually kind of told me what hooch was. I thought my sourdough was dead. It was actually asleep and had hooch. And I thought it was
Hooch is
dead.
just the way of it. It's like this little like brown liquid.
Yeah, I thought it was moldy.
Everyone thinks it's moldy. It's just the way of it screaming that it's hungry. To me, like,
Goodness.
it's just like that's. It's
well, like you can put them in the fridge and make them. There's so much to sourdough.
It sounds like so much by Pinky Promise, guys. Everyone on the internet just wants to make it sound so complicated. Caveman, they used to make sourdough. It's not that complicated. You just gotta like hang out with Podrick and become its best friend, and he will treat you well.
Oh my!
Have you seen any of those videos of people that do sourdough?
This is all.
Oh my gosh!
Nina needs to do her own sourdough show.
Oh my goodness!
There's
At
a
least
girl
do a
on
series
TikTok
of
I gotta
videos.
show it to
Me and
you.
Podrick are gonna
About
have
Podrick.
a star on the Hollywood fame. I promise.
And all kinds of things of Podrick.
I
He
follow
has a brown
so many
mind.
people
What he
just because
needs.
they have a sourdough starter. So you can make a whole TikTok thing over your.
I was like, I'm obsessed with all those like TikTokers too. There's a woman, I think she's in New York, and Eloise. Oh my God, Eloise.
Oh my gosh, I
You
love
guys have to tag her on here.
We have to because I love her videos.
I do too.
She's so funny, and her Eloise. I don't know how that thing.
I want Eloise and Podrick to have a baby.
Yes.
So can you do that? Can you put?
I mean,
two
I could take a little bit of like
together
Eloise and a little bit of Podrick, and then we just
But we'd
flour
have to fly
water.
Eloise here.
Yeah, I think she's in New York. She's like far away. Like,
She
but
is
hey, from
so
Kansas
funny.
City.
We watch your stuff. We love you.
So what would happen if you did? Would it make your sourdough bread taste different, or?
So each sourdough starter tastes a little bit different depending on like what type of flour you use, how much like water, how old they are. They can taste a little bit more sour, a little bit more fermenty.
We have a lot of sourdough questions because my
I'm
sister has tried her own
so
sourdough
I'm
starter 3 different times now.
And failed.
I don't think she failed. I just don't think we knew what we were doing.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think that's it.
I think that's it. I think
and
Yeah.
honestly, it's a lot of confidence. I'm gonna be.
It's just
You gotta hang out
it
with them,
seemed
and
like
you just start
so
to feel
much.
like your baby.
Oh,
'Cause I really do feel like
my
Podrick is like my
goodness.
teenager, like in a weird way. Like he's always like hungry, and that's what that hooch is. He's always screaming that he's hungry, and the fermentation kind of stinks. So he's like a stinky teenage boy. Like I just love him so.
So
That is
we
so
have talked a lot
That
about
is fun.
sourdough. So what is your favorite thing to bake there? Like, because you have the best bread.
Thank you. I
Her
love
sandwich
making
bread is
like
so good.
subs, like breads.
Mhm.
We've really been getting into like a multi-grain, like honey oats. It's been really fun, like experimenting with like seeing of how much yeast and what it will do to the different bread. But me and the girls are really into cookies right now. I have really like they're 5-ounce like chocolate chip cookies, and people have been like selling me out like crazy. Same with the oatmeal cream pies.
That's what
I
I'm
say
into.
Kristen has had an
So
oatmeal
good.
cream pie almost every day.
So
After that
yummy.
woman's like
Sorry.
erotic like review of that oatmeal cream
You
pie,
have to post that somewhere, or
I'm gonna
Well,
send
you
you
gotta
guys.
ask her if it's okay, but I want to read it.
I do too.
I was like, I'll send you guys it because yeah, the way she explained this oatmeal cream pie, I was like,
You
this
just
is
wanna,
going
like,
print it
roll
out.
around with it.
Yeah, I legit was like, this is perfect. Like this is all the advertisement I needed. Like she was amazing.
I only want to know
Oh
so
my
much what you're doing with my oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah,
Ah,
exactly.
It sounds so bad.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Gosh. Do you
Are
know?
you getting blushed?
I
again?
am, because I just realized like I spend a lot of my time on social media. Okay, I'm trying to grow like 3 different pages, and now like when everything like when people talk about stuff, I remember things off social media, and that is not one to look up. Do not look up oatmeal cream pie on social media. Or
Absolutely.
cream pie. Look up cream pie on social
Don't
media.
worry,
goodness.
Heather and I will not be doing
No.
that.
We'll take your word for
If you
it.
want to
Yeah.
know why I'm getting all blushed right now, that is why, because that came out of my mouth.
Okay, well,
Not because
Let's
of your
move on.
pictures on your phone.
Oh my gosh, we're not gonna talk about those
we're
either.
really not very.
We're not
used
taking
to
that
it.
turn.
We're acclimated to all of Lena's.
No,
Lena.
I
Okay.
don't think we are. Anyway, let's move on. That's a little much.
Anywho,
Yeah. Anywho,
Okay, so Nina, I know that you a women-owned business, like a fully women's-owned business.
I am like the sole owner, proprietor of Baked by Nina's. My husband, he's there 24/7 helping me along the way. Mr. Nina, without him,
Mr.
I don't know
Nina.
what we would
Aw.
I've
do.
never heard that one. That's so cute.
His name is Colin, but like I'm not joking. A lot of people just call him Mr. Nina because
Oh.
he just ran around with a pink apron and a pink Bass Pro hat. Just
he's
I
very
had-
cute.
Okay,
I
so when
love
I went to
that.
talk to Nina about the podcast, I did not know he was your husband. And I was like, so we were talking, I was at the front desk, like, is Nina available? We need to talk about the podcast, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I'll go get her. He's like, I'll go get her. I was like, oh, okay. And then as we're sitting there talking about it, he came up with some of the stuff. And I was like,
he is a genius.
he is. But I was like, who is this rando?
His brain is absolutely like beautiful. Like
Aw.
that's why when you came around, I was like brain dead when you were asking me questions. I'm just horrible when it comes to like on the spot stuff. But I was like, you know what? Let's go get him. And he was just like, what about this question? This question. He is just always has like a mind for just everything.
And he does. He comes out with his pink apron and his little hat. He's so cute.
He's just like,
I'm not hitting on your
he-
husband. I just think he's so cute.
honestly, he is so great. I understand why everyone loves him. Like, I
Oh.
genuinely like do. Like he is fabulous. Like
That's amazing.
we've been together for almost
Hey,
like 15
I have a question
years.
though.
Oh my goodness.
Does he do dishes?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's a
I
keeper.
am gonna be honest with you. You have to do dishes at Nina's. I do not care. Like that is one way to be on my list.
Not good.
Not doing dishes.
You're working in a bakery.
Yeah.
And I don't have a dishwasher like a proper like.
The big
like a
industrial one.
commercial.
Yeah, that was gonna cost a lot of money, and we just started. And that is definitely one of my big goals is to get a dishwasher or to afford a person that can be a dishwasher for like the summer or something
Yeah.
like that. But no, if you are in Baked by Nina's, you got that pink apron on. Please put on those pink scrub like dish gloves. Like put a
Your
dish.
So we need
Dishcloths are
to
even
just walk
pink?
in, throw on an apron, and stick our dish gloves
is
on.
pink.
Yep.
If it comes in
During our
pink,
break.
it's at Nina's. Like the KitchenAids are pink. Like
They really
the
are.
spatulas
It's
are
worth
pink.
going up just
My
to see all of
straws
her
are pink.
stuff.
Her little decor right now is so cute. I dropped a guess who's the episode on, or going to be on the next episode on Instagram, and her decor is so cute. I had so many comments on, that's so cute.
The
I was like,
pink
yes, it is
door.
Well, that's the
cutest thing ever.
outside.
So
She didn't even
cute.
look on the inside. The
Yep.
inside is adorable.
Well, I couldn't post picture of the inside. They guessed right away.
Oh,
Her
No.
name's everywhere. But
I was like, my
not
team
only
is so great. They
yeah.
help me like decorate, and honestly, without them for the seasonal, like I did the whole like beginning of like Nina's, but they are literally like little fairies with wands, and it's just like all of a sudden Christmas, and it's Valentine's Day, and it's gonna be St. Patrick's Day. Like they are crazy good at what they do.
Well, I'm glad you have help because Kristen decorates the shop by herself.
That's
She's so
because
good at it.
That's what I tell her whenever she
Yeah.
tries to rope me into doing it.
I mean, don't be
Like,
so good at everything.
yeah.
You can't
Jeez.
mess with perfection here.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's move on
Okay,
and talk
so-
about something skincare wise.
Well, we're gonna get one more aspect of the
Okay.
woman's own business. Thank you to Nina at Baked by Nina for this episode. Cheers!
Thank you guys so much.
10 out of 10, recommend. So chocolatey. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think these are the ones I told you about with the beta testing that we did.
So good. And the icing is amazing. I'm not a big icing person. That's so good.
Thank you so much. This one is called the Breakfast of Champions.
Oh.
It's a triple chocolate like muffin bottom, and we just put different icings on top of it, and it's literally to die for.
I'm not gonna
These are
eat it
so
how I
good.
normally eat a cupcake. If anyone wants to know,
you do the
I lick the
sandwich?
icing off and then I eat the cupcake. I'm the weird kid
So
that
many
sat in the
people
corner and licked
like
their icing.
sandwich them on top so they can like a full
I've seen
bite of
those.
it. I
Really?
can't do all that.
Have you seen how big my mouth is? I cannot do that.
I love these cupcakes. They're amazing, but your cream pies are to die for.
Can we please not say cream pies on the air?
No, I
We're-
say it.
Say it. We're saying it. Those are the best.
Oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the
ASMR.
official name.
Cream pies.
Oatmeal cream pies.
Awesome. Recommend these. Go check out Nina and go check out Baked by Nina on Instagram, Facebook, everything.
Everything. Thank you guys so much for inviting me. This has been a blast.
Yes.
Like, I cannot thank you enough. Like, this is great. And if you are in Harrisonville, I promise you, this is the new place to be. I was like, get there before everyone else. And I was like, this will be the talk of the town. And then anyone who mentions this podcast, please let us know. And then you get 15% off your purchase with us.
Yay!
Yay! Definitely can't wait to hear from you. And I really cannot wait to actually have coffee with you inside the bakery. It's beautiful. Trust me.
So you just heard a word from one of our sponsors today. And if you would like to be a sponsor of this podcast, there should be a Google form in the comment section below. And you fill it out, send that to us, and we will get back with you. Not only are you proud to be a woman-owned business, but your coffee company that you work with
Yes.
yeah.
is a women's owned business too.
Parkville Coffee. So before I opened up my own coffee shop,
And we want to give them a huge shout out.
yes, we
Yes.
100% want to give them the biggest like shout out. So before I got my own coffee shop, I always had the dream of having like the cafe, like bakery, coffee shop. I loved going to Parkville Coffee, which is in Parkville, Missouri, and it is a woman-owned coffee shop, and it's a roastery too. So she goes and gets beans across all over the world, and they roast them here, and it is the smoothest, best coffee. When here in Kansas City, I live in Lee Summit, I would drive like 45 minutes to go to this coffee shop so my husband could work from there. And so I found out they were a wholesaler, and I was like, you guys are the exact same that we are. Like, I see, like, they are women-owned, women-operated. They're local like we are. They have the same, like, mission of, like, making sure everything is done up to, like, moral standard codes, because a lot of, like, with coffee stuff, it's not. And so that was, like, very important to, like, her and I. So it's just great to not only, like, that I have this vision, but, like, local women around us have the same vision, and we were able to, like, support each other.
I would say, because I was drinking the coffee she brought in. I was drinking your coffee, sorry. And she said it was 4 shots of espresso, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even taste like that. But when I go other places and get a double shot, it tastes like dirt. So
And you explained that some larger chains, what they do differently with their
but like with how
coffee.
smooth that coffee is, it is so good.
Thank you. I was like, I hate to say that I'm a coffee snob, but I've worked in the industry of coffee. I was a barista for a few years, and I just love it. Like, I love black coffee, I love lattes, I love espressos. I honestly love it all. So, it being very smooth, but like a bold taste was very important to me, and I did not want it to taste like burnt or bitter or anything like that when it came to my coffee.
And so you're gonna attribute that to your beans where you get them and everything.
Yeah, because at Parkville, she was able to like there was a whole table of all these different beans around the world, and I was kind of able to mix and match and pick and choose the type of like smoothest or like bold or type of like under like flavors I wanted in my coffee.
How cool.
Like it was
Yum.
honestly
So
like
do you
amazing.
sell bags of your coffee?
That is coming very soon.
Sweet.
I say I watching
I
what's
was
gonna
like,
be in the works.
Parkville, they are absolutely amazing, and her husband does a lot of like the graphics and stuff. And we're even thinking about a pink like label for Baked by Nina
Oh, how
blend.
cute. So we want to give them a shout out. Do you have their website or their social media?
Parkville Coffee is their name, and I know they're on Facebook, Instagram. I know that they're like absolutely everywhere, and it's just called Parkville Coffee.
Okay.
Awesome.
I have to make a road
Okay.
trip.
Yeah.
I was like,
try
let's
it.
go. I'm
From
there
the,
like
from the sounds of it, we gotta go try it.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
a
there
bunch
every
of
other
coffee
Monday.
drinkers here.
Every other Monday.
I gotta go pick up so many beans, so
Oh, that's
That's
yep.
awesome.
might as well just like have a cup of coffee, spend like 2 hours like working from there. I love that place, and it's just up north Kansas City, and so
Yep.
I just wanted to bring small aspects that I love from them down to South Kansas City,
Yep.
and so they were just another great like inspiration of like what we're doing.
Love
That's
that.
awesome. So since we are also a skincare podcast, we're gonna turn this to some
Yes.
skincare here. So we had kind of talked about this a little bit about how, not just bakers are in the kitchen, but we have a lot, like there's a lot of kids, a lot of people at work and
In the work
commercial kitchens and
industry.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you notice like with your skin whenever you're working so much in the kitchen to whenever you're maybe not spending as much time in the kitchen?
I'm more of a seasonal girly, especially with it's summer being hot in the kitchen. And especially with being bangs, I will get a lot of acne right around, and I think just due to like sweating and. But for the most part, I am lucky, and I'm gonna knock on a little bit of wood. Skin is pretty chill, except for when it's that time of the month, or if it's just like a little too hot in the kitchen. But other than that, I just get a few breakouts just when it's a little too hot. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think that I see, especially when I drive through, McDonald's, which I don't do much anymore, but when my grandkids want to go, I just want to reach out to some of those kids that are working in those kitchens and just have horrible acne
Yeah.
and just,
And it's so hard for them because they're working around grease.
they're working
all
around
the
grease.
time.
So some of the recommendations that I think I'd probably give is, wash that skin. When you get up in the morning, wash your skin.
Before work, wash after work.
Yes.
If you have time, wash in the middle of work, especially if you're working around fryers.
Yes,
Yeah.
but find a salicylic or mandelic cleanser. You look for those type of ingredients in that cleanser just because it is going to go in and it's going to dissolve. Stay away from your creamy cleansers, anything that's just going to be that's just going to kind of lay more oil on that skin. Go ahead and strip that
So,
oil off.
To kind of extend on that though, what we haven't talked about a whole lot in this podcast is we have told you guys about acids, like what's in our peels and stuff, or what's in our products and stuff. But why we're telling you to get salicylic is one or two acids that actually penetrate into the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why if you have acne, a lot of times dermatologists, estheticians will get you on some kind of salicylic cleanser or salicylic serum, because that oil and grease from where you work is going to sit on your skin and actually go into your skin a little bit. So you're going to want something that penetrates those pores too. Salicylic is the main acid that actually goes in and cleans out your pores. Most other like creamy cleansers is just going to clean the barrier of your skin. It's not going to get into there. So you're going to want to add some kind of product, whether it is a cleanser or a serum, that has some salicylic acid to actually penetrate and clean, like really clean out that grease and oil.
And then make sure that you use a moisturizer. And you want to create a barrier between your skin and all that oil and heat and intensity that you're in there. Otherwise, your skin's not going to have any type of protectant. And so make sure you put on a moisturizer or cream, and even some types of makeup can help to create a barrier. Anything that you can put on top of your skin that's not going to absorb down into that follicle or that pore, just to help keep that grease out, just to create a barrier between your skin and environmental damage
Yeah, because
that you're
that's the
in.
thing. I mean, just environmentally, just the pollutants in the air, that's enough to cause, damage and excess oil on the skin. But then when
Mhm.
you're in a trade that, you have oil and heat that you're working around,
And you have to
that's
work
just,
around it. I
yeah,
owned
yeah,
restaurants for years,
yep.
and that was a challenge that I went through,
Mhm.
and that's actually kind of what kickstarted me into
I
this was
say,
my skin, was
Yeah.
my
when it
horrible skin.
Right.
when it comes to this, I still want you to come and let me figure out what skin type you are, because some
Yes.
skin types, let's
Mhm.
add a salicylic. Some skin types, let's add some kind of vitamin C or L-ascorbic acid that helps protect against free radicals, and it helps repair free radical damage. Um, and that way we get what's right for you. Even like some of you guys that are working in those kitchens that now have acne from grease and oil, doesn't mean you don't need to use a moisturizer because you have acne, I'm oily. No, like we need to curate this to you that also will help with what job you have.
Yes.
Because the kitchen industry is definitely where a lot of skin problems come from, what they are doing.
It's a trigger.
Mhm.
And so we can kind of help you best prepare and help your skin be able to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where, yes, I'm saying so. You need some like a salicylic acid, but at the same time, come let me check to make sure your skin needs that and your skin can handle that, or if we need to do something more that repairs the damage that's there.
And if you're working in a very heated situation where you have a lot of steam, you're going to have to be really careful on your acne products. You may have to back off on your retinols and your trets and some of those products that cause your skin to be more sensitive.
It's not just a one size fits all.
Mhm.
Everybody, uses the same thing. It's your skincare should be
So make sure
tailored
that
to
you're
you.
letting your
Customized to you.
professional, even your dermatologist, your esthetician, know what that's why those questions are on your intake about where do you work? Are you outside a lot? That way we can tailor
I say we're
products
not being
to you.
nosy.
Yeah.
So I
Yes,
have a lot
Lena's
of clients
being
that do
nosy.
not fill that out. They're like, "Yeah, why do you need to know what I do?" Well, this
Right.
is why we have we want your occupation listed. So we make sure that what we are trying to correct in the treatment room isn't being triggered by what you do. And if it
Right.
is, we can figure out the best way to prepare your skin for that too.
We can tweak it.
Yep.
So I know it seems like it's a lot, but we do need to know what you do for a reason, not just because we're being nosy.
No, that makes sense. It could be like a factor of what's causing the underlying like
Mhm.
issues. That
Exactly.
Yep.
makes a lot of sense. And who would have thought like the kitchen? It's really hard on the body and it's
Mhm.
exhausting, but it's also like hard on like even the skin.
Yeah. Your skin's your biggest organ. It's your biggest protectant. So we have to take care of our skin.
I say there's a lot of things that people don't think about when it comes to skin. And it's like, I've had a lot of people comment about this podcast. Like, I've seen that it's like, I didn't know that affects my skin. That might be what's
Mhm.
affecting it. So I'm really loving that we're getting this information out there. And especially when we bring people on like you that are like, I noticed I have changes, but I
Mhm.
didn't notice and so we're really getting a lot of information out there and I'm loving that. Loving the feedback we're having. So keep commenting on our podcast, on our YouTube videos, on our social media videos, because like I always say, I don't know what you don't know what they don't know. So we need to know what you want to know. Do you guys have any more questions for Miss Nina while we're here?
I don't know. When is your husband going to make some more of that lasagna soup?
Oh.
So every week we do have a soup that we like change out. This week for being Valentine's Day, we have the Marry Me chicken soup.
Ooh.
But I love that you love that one. That one's a little bit newer to the like
I love
to our rotation.
the chicken noodles. I love those. But man, that was just
So
good.
good.
I was like, we might have to bring that back quite sooner than we anticipated because you were like the third person to like talk about that soup. So that makes me so happy because I love
Yay.
trying new recipes, but like chicken noodle and like that loaded baked potato that you were talking about,
Yes.
we do have to bring them back quite frankly because people absolutely love them. But that lasagna soup might be on the list now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
I went
exciting.
to the place and ordered it in house, and like normally like it doesn't seem so big in the takeout bowl. Well, they brought me this big freaking bowl. Like this bowl was huge. And I was
With
sitting
this
with Nina
bread.
with this whole
We could sit
like
there and
half
dip
a
the
loaf of
bread
bread.
and eat,
like
and
6
eat
inches of
lasagna.
bread.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
Homemade
But
bread.
when you go to Nina's and get food, you get food.
Yeah,
Okay. I was
you
sitting there
do.
talking to her about the podcast and they brought that out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. This is absolutely ginormous.
It was good.
It was so good. So good. I took it home, took leftovers home to my kid. My kid ate it so good. He loved it. I meant to text you and I forgot.
I love hearing that. Even the babies like love it
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's where I like
Yes.
started was just feeding like my nieces and nephews because I was not into like the cereals and the Pop Tarts. Like that's just not who I personally am, and I rather just get in there and see if I can make a Pop Tart. So I love just hearing that even like kids are liking it because they are the harshest critics, and that's why I'm always having like my nieces and nephews. I pay them to be taste testers
Ooh.
because they are like
gosh.
straight up like Nina, and I'm like, what? Like it's good.
Thank you so much.
like so I love hearing that babies love it. So yay.
So it's funny that you said Pop Tarts because, and you're a huge Taylor Swift fan. I heard that Travis
I
Kelce's
heard that
favorite
her-
thing that Taylor makes is Pop Tarts.
All I have
Like
to say
by
is Taylor,
scratch?
release the recipe. I want to try.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was a baker.
She is. She's great in the kitchen.
I don't keep up with pop culture though,
Yeah.
as like that.
A few Christmases ago, there was like this chai snickerdoodle cookie that she has. I tried the recipe and I sold them, and they were like great sellers. Like this
Ooh.
chai snicker. Oh, they're so like cozy and warm.
I love
Does-
chai.
Well, if she has a cookbook, can somebody give us a link to it or something? And
I don't know
don't
that
think
she
she
does.
has.
If she has a cookbook,
She
Taylor,
needs
make a
one.
cookbook.
Taylor, I know you're busy with like everything else, but Eras Tour just ended. Baby girl, get on the cookbook.
Come on. Before the babies come.
Yeah.
Get a cookbook.
I know you're not busy now. Like,
No.
All right. So I think that is all the time we have for today. Nina, it was so awesome
thank you
to
so
have
much,
this conversation with
guys.
you.
Thank
You guys are
Where
you.
fabulous.
give us your social medias. Where can everyone find you?
Baked by Nina. We can do Facebook, we can do Instagram, we can do TikTok. And if you actually want to fill out an order, bakedbyninahl@gmail.com is where you can get a hold of me. And at the square, please just come and see us. Baked by Nina. We'd love to have coffee with you.
It's on the west.
It's on the northwest side.
You won't miss it.
Pink door.
It's
Just
Can't miss
pink,
it.
Walk
like
around the square and you'll find it real
it's the hot
fast.
Yeah.
spot.
or stop off and we'll direct you.
Yeah.
We'll point you to
Point you in the right
Nina's.
direction.
All right, Miss Heather, where are your socials?
So Facebook is Midwest Aesthetics, Injections by Heather. And then I'm also on the Amazingly Ageless Facebook and website as well.
Miss Kristen.
We have the Facebook and Instagram, Amazingly Ageless Med Spa. We also have the AA Skin Babes group, which we're getting better about posting in. Usually I do things and I
It's
forget
kind
to
of honestly,
post it.
it's kind of getting hot in there. We
Ooh,
videoed
it's getting
your
hot.
lips. Kristen got her lips injected. We put the full video on there. We got the full video of your fixing your lips.
Yeah.
And then like we've been posting everything. I mean, we have our treatments. We're doing in-depth videos of our treatments. So make sure you go check out that group.
Yes. And then of course I think we're on the TikTok.
The TikTok, the AA Skin Babes
Did it again.
Unfiltered
Did it
TikTok.
again.
Yes.
Go check that out. We're doing a lot more stuff with that. And it's getting really fun over there too.
Yes.
And just comment and ask us any questions that you may have. And
Yeah, leave
We're
a
here for
comment.
ya.
If you're on one of the platforms, leave us a review. YouTube, you can catch the video and the pod on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, TikTok, all of it. So if you got certain things you want us to talk about or you have questions about that we've already talked about, but you want us to go more in depth, leave us a comment and we will hit that on one of our podcast
Yes, because
episodes.
we are reaching out to some more professionals. We are listening to you, and so we're reaching out to some of the professionals that we connect with, and we will be bringing them on
Mhm.
so that they can sit down and talk to you about your questions.
got some
So
exciting
that's
stuff.
we just
coming.
gotta negotiate schedules because with plastic surgeons and dermatologists and some of those,
2025
they
will
have
be a
to.
big year for us.
Yes.
It'll be so
yes,
much fun.
Yes.
And make sure you turn on notifications for when we post. That way you can keep up with everything we post and we're doing. All right, guys. Well, I think that's all we have for today. So we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.